Well, 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 this is certainly a fascinating one. This is the most kissed girl in the world. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like something from a cheesy romance novel or a corny teen rom-com. But no, this is actually real life. And what makes this even more interesting is not only has this girl been kissed by dozens, if not hundreds of people, she hasn't even died. Well, at least not yet. She is in fact very much alive. Just let me explain. This is Ellen, a teenager living in London during the late 1800s. Like many young girls her age, Ellen was rather fond of swimming. And so one afternoon, she decided to take a trip to the local Lido to have a bit of a swim. Now, for some reason, Ellen went swimming completely alone, which probably wasn't the best idea. But as she was quite a strong swimmer, she didn't think much of it. As she was swimming up and down the lane, she began to feel tired and eventually got exhausted. No one really knows exactly what happened next. Some say she had a cramp, while others said she simply fell backwards into the water head first. Whatever the case may be, all we know is that she was submerged underwater for quite some time before anyone realized she was missing. Eventually, she was spotted and people rushed over to help her out of the water. By the time they pulled her out, she had already drowned. Sadly, there was nothing they could do. She was dead. Her body was then taken out of the water and laid onto the nearest patch of grass. And because there were no lifeguards at the time, a doctor was called to try and revive her. As the doctor began performing mouth-to-nose resuscitation, he noticed that she was still quite attractive even though she was dead. And because of this, he decided to use her face as a model to produce the first ever CPR dummy. Now, obviously, Ellen was very much against this, but seeing as she was dead, she couldn't really do anything about it. I mean, she wasn't exactly gonna spring up from the dead to object after all. The doctor who created the CPR dummy made several molds of Ellen's face, which he then used to mass-produce the dummies. He then took these dummies all around the country to teach people how to perform mouth-to-nose resuscitation. And this is why today she is known as the most kissed girl in the world. But wait, this can't possibly be the whole story, right? If she's been dead for over 100 years, why are people still kissing her? Well, you see, these days you're unlikely to come across one of Ellen's CPR dummies. You're far more likely to come across one of her distant relatives. Allow me to introduce you to the Resusci Anne. This is the modern-day equivalent of Ellen's CPR dummy. And just like Ellen, she too is covered in lips that people keep kissing. So, why do people kiss this dummy? Well, it's pretty self-explanatory, really. It's a training tool for learning how to perform mouth-to-nose resuscitation on a drowning victim. The idea is that you stick your mouth over the dummy's mouth and breathe into it to simulate giving someone mouth-to-nose resuscitation. Now, I wouldn't normally go into this kind of detail, but I think it's important to mention that this is not actually how you perform mouth-to-nose resuscitation. The correct way is to pinch the bridge of the person's nose and then blow air into their mouth. I'm not quite sure why they made this dummy breathe in through its mouth, but I guess it just looks more realistic. Anyway, I digress. The point is that every single year, thousands upon thousands of people around the world kiss this dummy in an attempt to learn how to save a life. And this brings us back to our original question. Which girl is the most kissed girl in the world? Well, the answer might surprise you. You see, even though Ellen's face was used to create the very first CPR dummy, she is not the most kissed girl in the world. In fact, Ellen isn't even the most kissed CPR dummy in the world. That title belongs to none other than Anne, a CPR dummy that was created in 1960. Just to put things into perspective, when Anne was created, Elvis Presley was at the height of his fame. The Berlin Wall had just been built, and the average lifespan of a human being was 53 years old. Anne was created using the face of an actual woman named Anne, who I have to say was a very brave woman considering she donated her face to be used as a CPR training dummy. When Anne the dummy was first created, she was only used within the military. However, in the 70s, she was released to the public and became the most popular CPR dummy in the world. Even today, she continues to be the most widely used CPR mannequin, and it is estimated that over the course of her lifetime, she has been kissed at least 100,000 times, and it gets even crazier than that. Because since Anne was first created, many other models have come out, such as Little Anne, which is used to train children how to perform mouth-to-nose resuscitation. And then there's Adult Anne, Senior Anne, Realistic Anne, Child Anne, and even Baby Anne. These days, you can even buy your own Anne, with prices ranging anywhere between $200 and $1,000 depending on which version you get. So there you have it. The most kissed girl in the world is an inanimate object that has been kissed at least 100,000 times. Do you know what I find ironic about all of this? The entire point of using mouth-to-nose resuscitation is to help revive a drowning victim. Yet ironically, the act of kissing these dummies has kept their memory and legacy alive long after they would have otherwise been forgotten. I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of sad. I mean, can you imagine dying only to find out that the reason people keep talking about you is because you're the face of a CPR dummy that people keep kissing? Anyway, moving on. Have you ever kissed a CPR dummy? Well, if you haven't, would you ever want to? Also, do you think it's weird that we use a mannequin that has lips that we can kiss to teach us how to perform mouth-to-nose resuscitation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And with that being said, it's time to wrap up this video. But before I go, I just want to say a huge thank you for watching. And also ask that you please hit the like button if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already subscribed, then definitely consider subscribing. It's totally free, and you can always unsubscribe at any time. Anyway, thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.